Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today the I.K.S. Ning'Tao from Wave 15. And this is a Burrell, and well, hopefully you've watched Tristan's and my rankum of the Burrell. If not, hey, go check that out. This Burrell is interesting. I find it fun to do a come about after a sensor echo. It gives a ton of variety, especially if you throw Romulan cloaking device on here. I know that's sacrilege and worthy of the Duras family, but I think that is how you maximize the Ning'Tao, is to bring something that's going to generate the extra echoes, like sensor the cloaking device, and then you get bank echoes. You're putting yourself in a position where you can basically have just about any facing you want in the game. And that trade-off is worth the Ox Power token. The Ning'Tao, I think, is on the rise as a Burrell. I think it's a viable ship. I do wish it had more crew slots. I don't think the second of the weapon slots is worthwhile. But, it's what it is. It's the ship that we have, and I think that you can play to it. I'm not entirely sure how to maximize those weapon slots at this point, but I think they're out there. Core as a captain, and we've also done a rankum of the Dahar Masters, and this core is an interesting one. Both Tristan and I find him pretty useful. Add a crew upgrade slot to your upgrade bar. Each time you attack during the modify attack dice step, you may select any number of attack dice up to the number of non-disabled crew upgrades assigned to your ship and re-roll those dice. He is a built-in mini target lock. And if you're using him on something that gives you any other kind of quality, battle stations quality, he's really good. If you're needing to fire secondary weapons, he's great because even if you have to spend a target lock, you still have a target lock built in. Here's the downside. Most Klingon ships, or even the Ning'Tao, have one crew slot. Some go to two. So here you're getting to reroll two with core slot, two, maybe a third die. Now hopefully that's all you ever need. I think two is low, so I really like core more on the double crew slot ships, but then I question, am I really getting maximum efficiency out of core's extra slot, or am I just putting him on there and putting crew on there to make core work, and it's that excess bloat of points? I don't know the answer to that, but I think there's trade-off here. I find this captain usable, viable, playable in all means, and I like him. The other core that comes in this pack, old core, DS9 core, as it were, is a 6-point talent, 6 skill, 4-point. And as an action, if this ship is not cloaked, target all enemy ships. All ships within range of 1 to 3 must attack this ship this round, if possible. When defending against these attacks, you roll +2 attack or +2 defense dice. Wow, I'm not having the best of days. So there were strategies built around this core. You put this core on Equinox, you find a way to get a second action, like from Martok, and core plus Equinox, you regenerate your shields, you roll a bunch of extra defense dice, and you just don't die. You could bring in Colo as well if you want to redirect one attack. If you think there's a mega attack coming in, you can have Colo tank it. And it's a very defensive build. It's not the way I play to maximum efficiency, but I do love this core. I think this core gives you a lot to think about. There are so many good cores, and they all hit different avenues of the game. This is by far one of the best defensive captains, because not only is core protecting himself with extra defense dice, he's protecting the rest of your fleet, the vulnerable parts of your fleet, where you need a little extra help. The kind of sad part, or the discouraging part for me, is this core works best on non-Klingon ships. There's not really a great defensive Klingon ship in the game, at least not one that doesn't depend on cloaking. Core is great if you start sticking him on Dominion battleships, on like a Sutherland, an Enterprise D, something that has more durability. And that's not where he was meant to go. He's meant to be Klingon. But what he loses in thematicism in that regards, he gains a lot of gameplay. And I appreciate that. All right, Martok. Martok 7. The talent, the 4 points, the action. When attacking with your primary weapon, gain +1 attack die. Cool. Roll 2 less defense dice. You can convert 1 hit into a crit. It doesn't make up for the less defense dice. And at skill 7, you don't know if you're going to be attacked or not outside of certain missions where you know you're up against low skill captains. At which point, okay, this Martok is playable, but I'd still rather have better versions of Martok. Give me discount Martok, give me free action Martok. This is just a Martok I kind of am left going, why? Didn't need this Martok. So, yeah, I think this is one that just suffers a bit from wanting to be a bit too much like X-Wing, where an ability like this actually really would have mattered, and it just doesn't in Attack Wing. Captain Worf at skill 4 and 3 points. When defending during the roll defense dice step, you can roll up to 2 additional defense dice. Cool. If you do so, you take an Ox power token for each defense die you rolled. That hurts. And he's expensive. Nowadays, skill 4 without a talent slot, probably 2 points. With the talent slot, then I could justify 3, but the ability just... bleh. No. An Ox power for a single defense die, not a converted defense die. It's not worth it to me. All right. The nice thing about this Martok is he is an admiral. So that I do give a bit more of a pass to as an admiral ability. I still can't remember where I put him when I did my admiral rankings. He's not that memorable. I think there's some potential only because you could use a high captain to use this ability when you know you're not getting attacked. And yeah, I think there is some potential here. Long Live the Empire is a 5-point talent. When attacking with your primary weapon during the roll attack dice step, you can discard this card, add up to 3 attack dice to your attack. Cool. If you do so immediately after you complete the attack, your ship suffers a damage to your hull or shield, your choice, for each additional die you added. That... no. I could see 1 damage to the hull, guaranteed. I could see 2 damage split how you like, but 3 damage is just not worth it for the 3 dice. And this is a one-time use card, so it's got to be good, and it just isn't. It's not. Strafing attack, 6-point weapon, range 1 only with 3 dice. Discard this card. After completing this attack, you may immediately target up to 2 other ships within range of your ship, and make an additional 3 dice attack against each of those ships. The additional target ships do not need to be in your forward firing arc. That much is nice. You cannot perform this attack if you performed the come about. No, full astern. Back up maneuver this route. This is the type of card that would have been amazing in Alliance. 6 points expensive for it, don't get me wrong. but it would have been a great alliance card. I also think I'd have no issues bringing it into alliance play and saying, "Hey, here you go. Here's another card that would work nicely in alliance." There's a few cards that I think could be if you wanted to add more depth to the play. Maybe I should collaborate with a few people and see what we can come up with. But strafing attack's at least on my consideration list for that. As it is, this is not something I find much value in because 3 dice attacks are just not going to matter on every Klingon ship. You're giving up a die at least to make this attack, and you're spending 6 points to do it. It's a one-time card. I'm not there. I'm not sold on it. It's not worth it. Photon torpedoes this early were still bad. They're disables. They have not much of a conversion. Yeah. Inverse graviton burst as a 5-point tech, costing 5 more points for a non-Klingon ship. So basically, it's a Klingon card. As an action, discard this card, target every ship at range 1 to 3, place 1 Ox power token beside your ship and each of the targeted ships. I can see this being part of that super Ox power fleet, the Brunt, the positron beam, etc. Ferengi photon torpedoes. It's a denial type build. I struggle with it solely because the Klingons don't truly have a great support ship. They do have like the Samra, which is a cool captain to put like defensive core on because you get the nice defensive dice conversions and all that. But that wants an action, not the Samra herself, but core. And if I'm trying to find a home for a support, maybe a D7 or a Katinga could play that support role. That's feasible to me. I guess it could work, but for the most part, I struggle with bringing in a Klingon ship to run support. It's like asking your barbarian to be a healer. It's just not gonna happen. And then we have Darok, and Darok's the only crew in this pack. After your ship moves, you may discard Darok to perform an additional action as a free action this round, and you can only purchase Darok for a Klingon ship. Nice idea. Would have been better with time tokens, because it's a discard, one-time use for 5 points just to get 1 bonus action. Don't get me wrong, bonus actions are cool, but when Federation has smaller ideas of this for 3 points, when you get Riker that's bringing a talent slot and the ability to trigger more things for the same price or maybe even a point less, Darok feels not good enough in comparison, and I just don't want that. I want something better to give me a chance as a Klingon, and Darok doesn't really give me a fighting chance, not at 5 points. So, but yeah, the Ning'Tao is a great pack for the captains, and you get a bonus admiral in there, but yeah, the cores alone, really. I mean, Worf, ho-hum, but the cores plus the Ning'Tao, that alone was worth the price of admission. You get some nice extra cards, call it a day there. Good pack. Typically, the level of goodness in a pack starts at, do you get 2 to 3 usable cards? If you get 1 amazing card and 1 nice mission play card, that's also a good pack. But or even 1 superstar card, then it's a usable pack. But this has several good cards, and because of that, it's worthwhile. But yeah, that's the Ning'Tao, and definitely go check it out if you like Klingons at all. If you like the game in general, it's worth a look, a purchase if you can find it, and highly recommended. All right, thank you all for watching. Appreciate your time. Until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.